What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video. Today we are going to be taking you through a full day of eating at 1,700 calories and around 170 grams of protein. So right now, this is going to be the lowest my calories will go on my entire prep. I'm 9 days out from my first show as of right now, and I'll tell you guys through exactly what I'm eating. So we're going to have 2 eggs. We're gonna have 4 grams of butter, and that's how we're gonna cook the eggs. A little bit of salt and pepper as well. We have 1 bell pepper right here, cut up. I think it comes out to be around 150 grams or something around that for the bell pepper. And we also are gonna have 2 slices of our low-calorie bread. Let me pull that out. I use this keto bread. Oops, there, come on, there we go. This keto bread. Nature's Own keto bread, 40 calories a slice. We got 2 of those. So yeah, pretty basic breakfast. Toast up some bread, cook up 2 eggs, and then have some bell pepper. But I'll show you guys the final product as well as the macros. What are you up to? What? You wanna go outside? Go outside? Huh? Do you want to or not? You don't have to. Okay, no outside. And just a few minutes later, we have our final product. We have our 2 eggs on top of 2 slices of toast, as well as our bell pepper over here. I honestly love eggs so much right now. I'm definitely gonna keep those in post-show as well. Probably upwards of 4 or 5 eggs rather than just 2. But for now, hey, we're on a cut. We gotta do what we gotta do. This meal comes out to be 291 calories. 26 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fat, and 15 grams of protein. Keep it nice, simple, easy, light breakfast before, once again, a bigger pre-workout meal. Not working out today, but my pre-workout meal is still a little bit of a higher calorie, higher carb meal. Later in the day when I need a little bit more food, a little bit more energy. Yeah, this is meal number 1. See you guys in the next one. And here we are with meal number 2, and this might look a little bit different than what you guys have typically seen from me, because this is typically my protes, which I absolutely love, but in a weird way, the last, I think, 2 or 3 days, I've had my protes, and my stomach just doesn't feel right. It feels like just some sort of like digestional issue, so I decided to take today, do a little bit of an experiment, go ahead, substitute in rice cakes for those oats, but still have a very similar kind of combination of foods, and see if I feel any better, because it was weird. I literally would have my oats, I would hang out, maybe go for a quick walk or just sit around for maybe 30 minutes, head to the gym. And the last 2 days I headed to the gym, I'd start to get a stomach ache. I'd have to use the restroom before I started my workout. All kinds of stuff that just didn't feel right. So I decided to make a food swap. And I know it is a little bit late in diet, but if something's not working, not feeling good, I wanna make sure to change that out, make sure I do feel good, especially when I do go to train or when I do, once again, start my peak week, stuff like that. So we're gonna try rice cakes instead. And also, one thing I do get to try as well is this Fit Butter, which is, this is the, let's see, Monster Cookie. And it is, let's see, I believe it's a peanut butter base. And then, let's see, I think they tell you like what it is. But yeah, with a little bit of added whey protein, some coconut oil, small batch, but I mean, it looks absolutely delicious. There are like mini M&Ms in there, but it's like a peanut butter base with a little bit of protein, but pretty much the exact same macros as peanut butter. 200 calories for 1 serving, 33 grams. I think peanut butter is like 32 grams and 190. And then 15 grams of fat, 7 grams of carbs, and then 7 grams of protein. So I get to try this out, but unfortunately, I only get 15 grams, which is 1 rice cake's worth, so we got that on there. We have 4 rice cakes in total, chocolate rice cakes. We have 1 banana and our protein shake just on the side with some almond milk, going with the milk chocolate flavor. Boom, as always, 28 grams of protein. So this full meal comes out to be 606 calories. It's gonna be 82 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, and 38 grams of protein. I'm gonna dig in. This looks absolutely amazing. I have never had this Fit Butter before, so we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick try on the rice cake and see if it's better than some peanut butter. Oh my gosh. This is dangerous on prep. Holy cow. It's like a gourmet peanut butter with mini M&M pieces and some chocolate. It's basically a chocolate peanut butter mix, which is amazing. Good consistency with a little bit of M&M pieces. Okay, this Wow, I'm gonna have to definitely try this on my oats at some point as well. I feel like this would be, basically, it's a gourmet peanut butter. That's the only way I can describe it. That's really good. I do have a few other flavors I wanna try as well, but that's dangerous. I'm definitely gonna have to limit myself, but once prep's over, I might be eating that stuff by the spoonful. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and eat this meal. Once again, my classic protein shake banana. I actually cup the banana and put it on a rice cake without any peanut butter or anything else, but we'll see. Otherwise, I'll see you guys at meal number 3. And here we are with meal number 3 of the day. We got our burgers right here. Once again, 2 4-ounce patties of 96 4-ground beef with 1 serving of this sugar-free ketchup on each, as well as some mustard. And we have 150 grams of strawberries and 150 grams of carrots on the side, plus a Powerade as well as a Fresca. We will probably dialing down the amount of energy drinks and diet sodas next week. Not that these have too much caffeine like a Diet Coke or anything, but just as far as the carbonation, bloating, stuff like that, I probably want to clean that up a little bit. So starting probably on Monday, I might go like 1 energy drink and 1 diet soda, whereas right now it's like 2 to 3 of each. Well, not 3 energy drinks, 1 to 2 energy drinks, 2 to 3 diet sodas. And then probably when we start to carb up on Wednesday, I'll probably cut out diet sodas and energy drinks altogether. But this meal comes out to be 444 calories. Then it's 35 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 51 grams of protein. And that's gonna be meal number 3. I will say the rice cakes felt a little bit better on my stomach than the oats. I don't know what happened in the last 3 or 4 days as far as like the oats not feeling the best on my stomach, because I've been eating oats for probably 3 or 4 months consistently now, and sometimes it was twice a day I was having proats. So basically what I'll probably do is leave those proats out for a little while, maybe reintroduce them after the second show, see how they feel. But for now, I'm gonna go with what digests best for me, making sure that my digestion's clean, everything's going well, I don't feel bloated, I don't have an upset stomach. And if it's the case where I have to just go to rice cakes and a banana rather than my proats, it's just what I have to do. And I'll slowly reintroduce those post-show, just like most things. Like I haven't had much dairy, cheese, sugar, garlic, like super seasoned things lately. So I'll definitely have to slowly introduce those after the cheat day, or see how I do on the cheat day with some of those foods, and then slowly reintroduce those into my diet. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna give myself quite the biggest stomach ache ever, which I don't wanna do and want to avoid at all costs. So I'll go over all that process once again, post all these shows. But yeah, right now we're 9 days out. That is meal number 3. I'll see you guys at meal number 4. And yes, we're back in the same exact spot for meal number 4. It's been only about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I had that third meal a bit later than I normally do, but that is just the case and it is what it is. We have our 6 ounces of chicken tenderloins right here. So I do batch this, or I cook this in batches, about 4 or 5 days worth. So you guys don't always see me cook this, but what I do to cook it is I use this Famous Dave's once again. So the burgers are Famous Dave's, and the chicken rub is also Famous Dave's. 0 calories, but let's see, it's like salt, spices, onion powder, paprika, garlic powder, contains a little bit of dried carrots, I don't know, a bunch of random stuff, but tastes really good. So I'll go ahead and dump that all over the chicken tenderloins and put them in the air fryer for about 9 to 10 minutes. And that is perfectly cooked in my opinion. I store those in the fridge until I need to reheat them. And you can throw them back in the air fryer, or sometimes if I'm on a time crunch, I'll throw them in the microwave for about a minute. And then I have found out this Cholula hot sauce, this Chipotle hot sauce, is what I add on top to make it taste a little bit better in my opinion. But for me, since I am a little bit of a wimp when it comes to spice, what I do, I'll eat all the chicken first, and I'll have my bell pepper on the side to kind of cool my mouth off. So we've got once again, a cut up bell pepper right here. That is 150 grams. And then of course my water, the big water jug going down. So I'll eat the chicken first, let my mouth kind of get a little spicy, and use the peppers to kind of cool it down, because I am a wimp, but hey, it adds a little bit of flavor, which is great. This is a very simple meal. It comes out to be 197 calories. Then it's gonna be 9 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, and 40 grams of protein. So I'm gonna dig into this, and we have one more meal, casein protein pudding. I'll show you guys how I make that, because I get a lot of questions. And yeah, I guess I just haven't made it on the channel enough. But without further ado, I'm gonna dig into this. I'll see you guys at the 5th and final meal. Time has come to show you guys how I make my casein protein pudding. And one thing I've never actually done is measure it out. So we have our bowl and we have a food scale. So I'm gonna see exactly how much protein I use and how much milk I use. I'm just use grams across the board to see everything, but I'm pretty sure that 1 gram of liquid is like 1 milliliter. So if you have a measuring cup for a milliliter, you can do it that way as well. But first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and take our casein protein. We'll zero out our scale so we know exactly how much protein we're putting in there. Boom, comes out to be 39 grams. We might as well round up and call it 40. Once again, we're going with the casein protein right there. It's gotta be the casein. The way it mixes and thickens up is very specific to the casein. And plus protein before bed, casein specifically is slower digesting. So obviously we're going to bed, not gonna have food for a while. We can actually have a slower digesting protein. And then we'll go ahead, once again, re-zero our scale going in grams. I'm gonna go with an eyeball first. All right, so there's 197 grams. Let's give this a quick mix and see if we need any more. All right, so I mixed it up the best I can and it still looks a little bit soupy. So basically what that makes me think is that 100 for 40 grams of protein, about 200 grams of milk is just a little bit too much. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna zero out the scale and see how much more protein we need to add to make that work. I'm gonna guess probably about 5 grams. So we're just gonna sprinkle on about 5 grams on top. 4 and 5. So adding 5 grams on top to make it a total of 44 grams of protein. And I'll give this a quick mix. You can already tell it's gonna be perfect. And once again, consistency is preference, but in my opinion, that is just about perfect. A little bit globby, but also more of that pudding consistency. So that comes out to be what, 44 grams of casein protein pudding and 197 grams of milk. So I'd probably say maybe 45 grams of casein protein and 200 grams of almond milk is gonna be your sweet spot. Once again, if you make this and you think, okay, hey Jack, that looks good, but a little bit too thick, add a little more almond milk and you're good to go. But I'm gonna throw this in the freezer. And this is also our last meal. I'm gonna add 50 grams of blueberries on top, but might as well go ahead and read off the final macros for you guys now. So if we add 50 grams of blueberries on top of this, it comes out to be 169 calories, 12 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, and then 26 grams of protein. And that brings our day total to 1,707 calories, 164 grams of carbs, 43 grams of fat, and exactly 170 grams of protein. So yeah, that's a full day of eating, and hopefully the lowest my calories will go, and I honestly probably are, because as of today, I'm 9 days out from my first show. And after my first show, I go like 2 weeks to the second show, 1 week to the third show, and then 2 weeks to the fourth show. So they're very, very quick. So I doubt all my calories will drop too much. Maybe depending on how much I carb up for one show, I might have to drop the calories, the carbs the next day or two before basically re-peaking or refeeding. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted once again on the whole prep series, the 1 week out, 2 week out, 3 week out. I'll definitely keep you guys posted on my full days of eating, my food, couple days before the show, day of the show, as we move on towards the show, stuff like that in the peak weeks. But yeah, that's the current calories that we're at for at least the next 5 days before we peak up for the first show, which is basically just be an increase of carbs. But yeah, without further ado, on things here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. Peace.